Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So for today's video, I will be giving you some hair growth tips or tricks. So if you want to know what they are, just keep on watching. Okay, so the first tip I have is to know your hair type. Know, is your hair high or low porosity? Low porosity, it's a little more work to get the product to go into your hair. It sometimes likes to sit on top, but once you get it in there, you're good. High porosity, it's easy for your hair to take in product, but it loses it just as fast and your hair dries out a little more easily. That's usually with like color treated hair or something like that. Know if your hair is fine or coarse. I have coarse hair. If you have fine hair, it's a little more easy for your hair to be like weighed down, I guess. Just know like your curl type and stuff like that. You guys can always DM me, and you know this, I tell you this all the time. You can DM me on my Instagram, and I will literally recommend products for your hair. I will literally give you a curly hair routine, show you what you should try, what I recommend for your hair, and let me know how it goes. Stuff like that. You gotta know what your hair likes. Like, it's so funny because people will be like, well, what should I get? And then I'm like, well, what are you using? And they're like, well, that works for my hair. Well, if you're not getting the results you want, it's obviously not doing its job, or like you need to try something else. It's not actually helping you is what I'm saying. Like, you can say well, it works in my hair. Is it actually working if it's not doing what you want your hair to do still? Okay, and the next tip I have, I just want to make a disclaimer. First of all, I should have said this earlier. Your hair is going to grow no matter what. These are for retaining all the length. Everybody's hair grows, it all grows. It's just about keeping the length because it can break off, stuff like that. So I just wanted to throw that in there because some people believe like their hair doesn't grow. So I just wanted to make that clear before anything else. So going with that, another tip I have is to take a picture of your hair. So basically what I started doing, or I would just do it in my notes on my phone, I would take a picture of my hair and put a month and the day, or I would go in my notes and I would pull my hair down. And so I'd be like, okay, so if when it was at here, I'd be like bottom of lip. Or if it was down to my chin, I'd say chin, just stuff like that. So you can keep track and actually notice your hair is growing, because sometimes I feel like my hair's not growing and then I actually have to look back at old stuff and be like, wow, my hair grew a lot since then. Because you're not just like, your hair is growing this minute, so you're not going to be able to see that until you look back at what's already grown. Okay, so the next tip I have is to use a clarifier. Clarify your hair at least once in a while. Once a month is probably good, because you could have buildup on your scalp and on your hair, and that could be making it harder for the product to get into your hair because it's like built up and getting gunky, or on your scalp if it's itching a lot, or you just like you scratch it and you can see some of the product on your scalp. You don't want that. That's where your hair is growing from, so you want to stimulate that. And that's also going into use like a stimulator. So like my shampoo is a clarifying shampoo, but it has peppermint in it, and you know that tingles once it hits your skin, and you just massage that in. That'll stimulate hair growth. It'll help your scalp get its blood flowing up there and just stimulate your hair to grow more. And going along when I said
Miss Jackson.
And my next tip, going along with length retention, you just want to be more gentle with your hair and use smaller sections. Like some people, I see them brushing their hair out and they're like, oh my God, my hair is so tangled, and they're being so rough with it. And I'm like, doesn't that hurt? And they're like, no, I'm not tender-headed. Well, you need to be tender-headed. You need to act like your hair is gonna break if you do that, because it is. You need to use smaller sections and thoroughly detangle. You can't just be ripping through a giant section and you feel all these pieces coming out and you're like, ooh, my God, I'm shedding like crazy. Yeah, you're shedding like crazy and you're gonna be bald because you're ripping your hair out. You need to retain that length. Your hair sheds 100 pieces per day, around. So if you're ripping all that out all the time, you're losing more than you should. So you're not going to see that length you want. So just be mindful of that. And last but not least, I think this is pretty obvious, moisturize your hair. Like, don't go long periods of not moisturizing your hair. Like, you're like, oh my God, my hair's so dry. Oh well, like, moisturize it. Put, whether that's like just spraying some leave-in in it every day or just wetting it once in a while, like, you need to put that moisture back in your hair, because if your hair is that dry, it could just, you know, break off. Like, it's dry. It could be like, hey, like some people, I'm like, you haven't washed your hair in how long? Your hair's dry. Just keep it moisturized. Like, I remember when my hair was short and I wanted it to grow really bad, I would wet my hair every day. Like, some people were like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. It was fine for me. My hair is still here. It's long. It's been 2 years. I wet it every day because when my hair is wet, it's weighed down, so my hair looked longer. I don't know if that's like a hack. I don't know. I just used to do that because I was like, I want my hair to be longer, and it ain't gonna be there anytime soon. And my hair would hang down a little bit like when it was wet. So yeah, I kind of use that to my advantage, but now I don't have to wet my hair and I don't have to use as much product. So here we are. All right, guys, and that is my tips and tricks on how to retain length and grow your hair. If this was helpful, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.